This is going to be fun. It's a song I wrote a while ago. I always know it needed something else. And then last month, we had a wonderful conversation about writing songs, which Gilker really wanted. He always wanted, let's talk about process. So I recorded that and then audio and my song. So let's let me try to do that real quick. And I think it's gonna be a nice kickoff. I'm gonna go advanced settings here and let all participants share if they want to. All right, and then I'm gonna go share again. I'm gonna pick this audio, this share, and roll it. Quite a while ago, I asked if part of this meeting was be talking about process.
How can I find something that the listener is going to hear it and say, yes, that makes sense that you'd write a song about that?
First you grab a pencil with a nice sharp point, then you fix yourself a pipe or roll a big fat joint. Scribble on some paper with a ballpoint pen, then you cross it out and toss it out and start again. Stare up at the ceiling while you bite your nails. Pick up your guitar and start to practice scales. Hum a little number, then before too long, you tell yourself you wrote a hit song.
I'm looking to be able to play a song and sing it, okay, without any other shit going on. Mm-hmm. If you can do that and you could say, wow, I get it, then you've got something that you can layer on top of it. And by the time you're not trying to polish a piece of shit.
First you grab pencil with a nice sharp point.
Take a shower, take a walk, forget the song, it'll be there when you get back.
Then you fix yourself a pipe or roll a big fat joint.
I'll be holding the pen and words will come out and I'm like, I have no idea what that word even means.
Scribble on some paper with a ballpoint pen, then you cross it out and toss it out and start again. Stare up at the ceiling while you bite your nails. Pick up your guitar and start to practice scales. Hum a little number, then before too long, you tell yourself you wrote a hit song.
How in the fuck does this happen? I have no idea. And I don't want to even think about it.
That was a good use of our time.
That was great.
Wow. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep it like that. I don't know what the rights have to do with anybody, but there it is. Look at that.
They'll be charging you big royalties. For you.
Yeah, I know. Okay, but it just took some time to put the right quotes in the right places, and the song had plenty of little open spaces for it, and so that's what I've always wanted. I thought early on I would put myself grumbling like rolling up the paper. It's no good. Put that kind of sound effect in. But after we had that great conversation, I thought that's what I'm going to do. That's what we did. So there you go, guys.
Well, that was great. That was great.
Thank you.
Very.
That's how you write a hit song.
Yeah.
By someone who's never written a hit song. Okay. All right. Let's see. So, Chris, since we like to do generally formative songs stuff first, and then the more polished stuff, which would be Jason's and David's, toward the end. And Ed's got nothing. Steve has something he just wrote this morning. So let's get you two guys in there. Who wants to go first, Steve or Chris? And 3 seconds, I'm going to pick Steve.
Well, all right. I got two I could play, so I could do one now and one later.
Okay. Yeah, let's do one
I
now.
just got to figure out how do I do one now.
You know how to. We have to learn how to do screen share, which really isn't too hard.
No, I got it.
You got it. And make sure you click the audio box down lower left. Right. Yeah, I'm going to take some notes here.
Gee, is that really all there is to it?
I think so. You got to have availability of it on your desktop, and so you can run it. So share. Well, if you have lyrics, share them. But if
yeah, I don't have lyrics. And I'm trying to figure out if you're connected to my screen.
we don't see it yet, we don't have. If you just
No.
got audio, I don't know if we have to see it, but
Peter, your
Why am
lyrics
I getting
on the screen.
I'm sorry.
Your lyrics are still up. You're still sharing.
Oh, that's
having
right.
issues.
That's why.
Maybe you should
'cause
go to somebody else.
I'm hogging the thing. I stopped sharing, so you should be able to share. Sorry about that. Can you find an option for down below about share screen?
Yeah, I got it now.
And then share the audio. There you are. And then share the audio and roll the audio.
Share
The F-
sound. Okay, share. Okay.
All right.
So I've got just to preface what I've got here is just two kind of acoustic-y songs. The one I'm going to play now is the newest one I've been working on, and so I'm not sure about the volume because they're not mixed or anything. It's just where I'm at right now with these. And normally, you know, I do more loud rock stuff. So I'll just go ahead and play it, and we'll see how it goes here. Let's see. You good?
Sun's coming up again. Light. Not too bright. Not too bright. Sometimes there's a strange distraction coming from the other side, from the other side, from the other side. Night vision is so out of sight. You never
Do you have audio that you can send me?
What's
Or
that?
are you, do you have audio you can send me, or do you not want to put that out yet? Or-
No, well, it's not finished. It's
Yeah.
just where I'm at, but I can send it to you. I can send it to you.
Yeah, we just,
Where it's at.
make a report on all these meetings, and I, play what people got. Lyrics would help too.
Yeah, I can do that.
Hey, David Hirschberg, wasn't that, it reminds me of your song. It's Wake It Up in the Morning and thing. So
Yeah.
we'll separate you two guys for a little bit, and then before I get you. And
Yeah, it's funny. I thought the same thing.
yeah,
Although-
the chords, and yeah. Good.
Modal, yep.
Yeah. Everybody, anybody else comments?
Yeah,
No,
Chris, I wanted to say, that was great. I mean, really loved a lot of parts of it. Wish I could have had the lyrics, but loved what you did. There was a bunch of really interesting sounds you got there. And was that like a nylon guitar? And then those like kind of almost was it synthesized later? I mean, there was so many great things going on.
Yeah. I started it out just trying to do like just finger style on it's like a parlor Spanish guitar.
Yeah.
And I'm not technically proficient with that kind of finger style guitar, but that's where I've been going lately. So
Mhm.
that's kind of where it started. And then I added different synthesizers and like some kind of weird orchestral sounds to it. But yeah, that's
Very
kind
cool.
of the origin was just on, finger playing on a Spanish guitar.
Nice. And what are you from the group? Is there anything specific you're looking to get feedback on, or?
From me?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not on that one, not necessarily. I mean, it's just kind of where I'm at. Like the way I do songs typically, like if you asked me to play that for you right now on acoustic guitar, I'd have a hard time doing it. Like I build stuff recording it, and so I'm not doing the repetition of like if I was rehearsing it for a band or something, or a performance. But it's just kind of like I build up the works in progress and then cut away, and you see what you get.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say too, what I like about the song is you do a good job of building the song up. Like I liked how it started off with just kind of the guitar, and then it just keeps going and keeps building in, and you layer it very nicely. It doesn't feel jarring at any point, and it just naturally kind of crescendos like through the song. And I think that was very nice. But anyway, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, one thing I would ask though, so at the beginning of the song, it's like I'm singing in this really low kind of gravelly voice. I know it's kind of probably hard to hear the lyrics. I know Victor, you and I have kind of talked about I can't hear what you're saying kind of stuff, but it's not mixed yet, so it's where it's at. But does that kind of low voice and then going up to the high voice, personally, that's something I like to do because it provides a change of pace and interest, and it builds the song. But I'm not sure if that kind of low singing, it's hard to
it works.
make out the words and stuff.
It's a really good idea. I think that's really effective, but you just have to work on your enunciation when you're down in that low voice, because those lyrics matter as much as the high ones. But that's really an effective thing to do. I mean, I like that a lot. And I think it's very dramatic too. I wonder, did you start this song from a particular mood that you were in, that you were trying to express musically? Did you come up with some lyrics first, or did you come up with a musical idea that they sort of reflected the way you felt? How was that what is that process you're using? And is it all the same?
I would say more of the musical idea before coming up with the words. I usually come up with the words once I can figure out what the arrangement of the song is, usually.
Okay. The arrangement of the song.
Yeah, like, how do the parts go? Like there's an intro and there's a verse and a chorus and all that. I'd like to figure that out before I come up with the vocal.
Yeah, that's what I do, by the way.
Yeah. By the way, Rick, did I ask you if you're going to play something?
You didn't ask me, but And I didn't really prepare anything.
Okay,
Peter.
all right, that's all right. If we end early today, I'm fine. I'm fighting a cold.
I just want to add, I really enjoy hearing about your process. Everything seems to evolve as you're working with that.
Yeah, it really builds nicely, and it becomes melodic also, it's very ethereal. It's there, but you know, it's not hitting you. Reminds me of some of the music from her Satanic Majesty's Request.
I was
Yeah,
thinking it
there's
was,
like,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
go ahead. I was
It-
just saying, it's like I felt like that for that song, it's like almost like an orchestral kind of arrangements. Like I tried to have I have this crappy Casio keyboard, but it can do a timpani sound. I added a timpani sound into
Yeah.
that song
Yeah,
because it seemed to fit.
symphonic.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sorry. to
kept
cut
getting
you
the
off,
feel
Steve.
of,
Go ahead.
I kept getting the feel of the national mix of the National and Joe Walsh, James Gang kind of thing. It was, especially with that low voice, that National sound. It was like, yeah, it's
You're talking about the band, The National, or
the band, the National.
yeah,
The Desners,
They're-
Bryce and Aaron.
yeah,
Yeah, that kind of that low voice, kind of like, yeah,
yeah.
I like
Well,
that.
I didn't hear or understand many of the words, but the mood stuck me in from the beginning, and it held me because you kept making interesting and I think pretty subtle but nice changes to it. So it's clear that part of your songwriting is the process of putting pieces there to see what works, and then maybe taking things out or adding them. But I think it's nice. I'll be interested to see the words.
Okay, I'll try to put that together and send it to Peter.
All right. Let's do Steve. If you got something new, and I don't surprise
Yeah.
me because I haven't heard it. And
Well, nobody's heard it.
oh, and I've got to go to mail. Sorry, I got to go to mail, and I got to get your Steve Saunders attachment. Blair Mountain.
Yes.
Oh, and I'm going to ask. Come on, baby. What's the okay? Here's Blair Mountain. No, it's not. Come on, Blair Mountain.
Can we screen share it?
I can do either one. Yeah. Why don't you do that? Because I
Okay.
haven't. I got it up, but And Steve, and I'm sorry, and Mr. Oh man, we got dealing with an old man here. Chris, what was the name of your song?
Oh, well, I don't know yet.
No name.
Can you
Okay.
see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. All right, let's roll it.
It's getting cold outside. My breath is looking like a dragon that's been straining, awaiting its next meal. I keep this photograph. It's the reason that each day I descend down this hole inside this hill to take care of my family the way they deserve to be. I ain't looking for a mansion, but a nice place to warm my bones. They look up to me, at least that's what I believe, but there's part of me that wonders if they'll be there when I get home. If I get home. Then the company started telling me they're bringing in some men from Cabell County way. The skin is not the same, but I can't complain 'cause we all look alike. the end of every day, to take care of our families the way they deserve to be. Ain't looking for a mansion, a nice place to warm our bones. They look up to me, at least that's what I believe. But part of me that wonders if they'll be there when I get home. If I get home. Owners want us to fight, want us to say that it's not right. They're trying to steal our jobs. The jobs ain't worth the steal. Hoping we'd miss the slide, but instead inside trouble on Blair Mountain, the riots soon reveal. From the first part of the battle, some things that we had learned and views are gone. The owner's governor brought in troops, had to fight beside his chattel. Not their war, they were just the pawns. So we went home. Care of our families where they deserve to be. Ain't looking for a mansion and a nice place to warm our bones. They look up to me, at least that's what I believe. But there's part of me that wonders if they'll be there when I get home. If I get home.
Oh man,
Great.
I didn't know you were going to do it live, so I didn't record it. We'll work out what to do about that later. But
Well, I think
man,
it's on it is live streamed on YouTube, so I think we do have it.
I think I can go grab it. That's right. Yeah, we're live streaming by the way, guys.
Fantastic job, Steve.
Oh, thanks.
Good
Glad
When I
work.
get back to this.
It is so
Stop
easy
sharing.
to write a stupid song, a protest song. I mean, this is no messing around. This got me. Yeah, it's
This started at George Floyd.
mhm.
And when I learned about Blair Mountain and the Rednecks for Black Lives, the Rednecks were both black and white wearing red bandanas that joined the Union and fought the coal barons. And I've got a cold. I was afraid I wasn't going to get through it, so I'm glad you let me go first or
whatever. Yeah.
second. But I'm thinking that NyQuil had something to do with the lyrics.
I'm getting some NyQuil tonight too, buddy. Oh, something going around here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fantastic. And then, I just thought of the first verse or two, I was like, oh man, you nailed. And then you got in the whole color thing and that perfect thing about we all look the same come out, and it's just, oh man, yep. Home run, hit home.
Yeah.
Really opened it
Thanks.
up when you went into the bridge. It was great.
Thanks.
It was a nice narration. It just kept, again, taking you with it.
Yep. Okay.
And that's without talking about individual pieces like when I get home, when I get home, if I get home. Nice
Yeah.
touches.
Nice touches. Yep, that was a nice touch. Blair Mountain. That's the name of it, right? Blair Mountain.
Blair Mountain. Yeah, that's
Blair Mountain.
yeah, that happened. That was the first battle in the United States after the Civil War. All those guys had fought in World War I, and that's where the Meuse Argonne was the Western Front.
Oh, right.
And that's where the Americans came in, was the Western Front, and took that battle.
So this is between the two wars, right? Between the two big ones. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they brought in troops for the coal barons, and the guys wouldn't shoot their friends. So they packed it up and went home.
Huh. What happens if they called a war and nobody came? You know,
Yeah.
no. I mean, it makes Muhlenberg County sound a little calm. I mean, this is a great song.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Here's to NyQuil.
Add that to your song, Peter.
What's that?
Little
How to
NyQuil.
write a song, NyQuil.
Yeah.
there you go. Some nice- yeah. Oh, by the way, Rick, we may be able to. I'm at the end. You're in a song of mine, Rick, in a big way. That discussion we had, I put into a song. So, Chris, would you like to go with your second song? Because the final two we have are all. That doesn't matter. What do you feel like? You want to do it?
Well, I don't mind. I also have another one that's like all my songs that I have are incomplete, but I've got a bunch of stuff. So if I'm the only person that has anything, I can let
Oh no,
go.
we got two more prepared songs. Rick Lisak doesn't have
Okay.
anything.
Well, that's fine. I'll play my other one too.
Okay, and I'm going to record
Uh,
this. No, it's on YouTube. Never mind.
Peter,
Okay.
also, I just sent you a file and some lyrics too, so if we have time, we can play it if you want.
Okay, Victor might have
Well,
something.
you
Okay,
want to let somebody else go then first before?
okay, let's do Jason and David then. That's fine. It doesn't matter. I'm going to play Jason. You want to warm me up to it, Jason?
Sure.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. So if you recall, this was actually the first song I ever shared with the group. First thing I wrote. It was originally called Wyoming Summer. I've been in the process of putting lyrics to all these guitar songs I have. And the inspiration for this one was really sort of that moment you feel like right when you're like, I was really thinking my wedding day, because I also got married in Wyoming. So Wyoming Summer is kind of, to me, does remind me of my wedding. So that was kind of the inspiration for it. And so I just thought it'd be fun to share it again, since it was, I shared it, I don't know, when I first joined like 2 years ago. So it finally has lyrics.
I'm ready.
Yep.
There you go. End of time, right? Yeah.
Walking on clouds lighter than air, every part of me begging for this moment to never end. All the tension and the doubts have disappeared. Oh, it's how I know I need you in my life more than I've ever dreamed. Can't believe it's true, yet something inside me knows I belong with you. The warmth of your smile, the kindness of your soul lifts me high above the fear that lurks deep in the unknown. As I stand with you by my side, feeling oh so alive, every part of me knowing I need you in my life more than I've ever dreamed. Can't believe it's true, yet something inside me knows that you belong with me, just like I belong with you. Until the end of time. guided by your light, so clear in my mind. It was meant to be, attraction like gravity, pulling me deep from my core, more than I've ever dreamed. Can't believe it's true, yet something inside me knows that you belong with me, just like I belong with you. Until the end of time.
Excellent.
I enjoyed it.
Very much, very much. Excellent.
Very intimate.
Until the end of time, huh?
Yeah, nice.
Comments, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
So toward the end of that, just to ask about the recording, it sounds like you doubled your vocal at the end,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That was
and-
effective.
Yeah, and it was one of those, it was really, I discovered it by accident. I was trying to re-record some stuff and I put another track in there. And I was using automation. It played the whole chorus at first because I had recorded the chorus separately and then forgot about that track that was unmuted. And when I first heard it, I was like, wow, that makes it so much more impactful. So I'm glad you guys like that.
very much. Yeah, and again, it's just like Steve's song. It's so easy to get maudlin in those kind of songs, and you didn't. I mean, it all touches true. It feels good.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say about this song is, listening to a song is like eating a meal.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's important to take to put the fork down and to let and chew and then swallow and give the listener a chance to absorb what you're saying. Okay, so at times I felt as though you could have given me a little more breathing room, a little more time to set the fork down. Just, it's, I mean, I like the song, but what I'm saying is like, there are moments when you could have paused more. You could have given, sometimes silence is as much of the song as notes are and words are. They're, so sometimes the listener is not, the unique situation that you're in is you're singing the song and you've written the song and we're out here.
Yeah.
I'm just commenting that for me, that I think that if it's a little more, just let it flow a little bit and then just play and then sing and then give it a breath. And you know what I'm saying? To give the listener a chance to kind of absorb what you're doing. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Okay.
And in fact, which is interesting, this is actually the second take on the song. Victor actually got to hear the first version I had done. That's good to know, and I'll think about that too. Because the timing, and I just finished it up this afternoon, so I didn't have too much time to really keep working on it. But that is good to know, and I will try to make it flow a little bit more, like you're saying, and break it up.
Is this version a lot different than the one you sent to me? Because I thought the version that you sent to me flowed pretty nicely. It just had the bass was a little bit, but it could have been.
It is different melodies, and so it's still kind of in that earlier stage. I just want to try something else. I like this better. I think I sang it better because the first version. This is always, I guess, going into the process part. The first time I sing something, I don't think I enunciate very well, and it's the timing. It just hasn't really. It's rough, but it'll it's not perfect. This was a better one where I think I sang it better. Like my voice, I thought sounded better on the track. But I see what you're saying. It does seem a little wordy. There are a lot of words in there. I might even try re-recording it a little bit even slower again. I don't know. Or I might just listen to it again and just let it kind of marinate and then in a few days try to record again and see what happens. But
Yeah, do you have that melody? The melody is like an amoeba. The melody, it's certainly not sing along because I didn't know where melodies sometimes I know exactly where they're going most of the time, and this one took me places. But one thing I think maybe to Rick, when I saw it laid out here on black, white on black, it's like 4 lines. And it goes for this moment never to end, and then you go right to the second one without a break, and right to the next one without a break. So those 4, 3, and 4 stanzas that look like stanzas in print should all be one, really, because you go through all 3 of those, and I like that. I agree with Rick. Put your fork down. But I'm wondering if you didn't set us up to expect a break between for this movement to never end and all the tensions and doubts because you separated them on paper does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, what's on paper is a little bit different than what I hear.
Yeah. And then that's why, and then I said, moment to never end all the tensions. I go, oh, he didn't break between the verses, but the verses are not, it's a longer verse than I thought.
Yeah. And it was kind of it's a different song to write lyrics to. I mean, one of the problems I think with when you finger pick and play like that too is it really dictates so much of the song. I didn't have a ton of, it sounds sort of open, but lyrically I was kind of stuck, and I tried some stuff before and that was kind of what worked. So it is a different timing. It's one that kind of catches you off guard. But also with the change up in the song, it actually kind of worked well. And that's actually, I think, what's different more about the second take than the first. The first was a little bit more down the middle, kind of following just one of those melodies and repeating it over and over again. But to me, it felt a little too predictable. It's like kind of sweet on sweet with, high predictability, which is like not quite as good to the listener. Where by changing up the way I sang it, the melodies, and I think also the timings, did kind of give it a different vibe. But anyway, well, I appreciate the feedback.
Jason, I have a question. So when you wrote the melody, did you take it straight from the instrumental that you fingerpicked, or did you create a different melody, or did you just sort of do a hybrid?
So it really it's always kind of been in my head when I've been playing the song, and I think that was one of the things I always heard. So it was hard to put lyrics to what I was kind of hearing for some of those melodies, but then I just had a earlier version that I recorded and then had the lyrics and really just was seeing what kind of stuck, and then that's really what kind of came out of it. So some of it was stuff I had heard, but then I was really trying to think, what's the concept I'm going for? How do I get lyrics that kind of fit with that? And then just started kind of singing and just seeing what happened. And so it kind of came together that way. But
okay, all right, good. I'm downloading Victor's thing here right now.
While you're doing that, I'm going to have to say good night.
Okay.
We have an appointment with our granddaughter for a little music time.
Whoa, can't beat that.
Yeah, sorry to upstage you guys on that, and I'm a little distracted for a piece of information I got to get to somebody here. So thank you all. It's good to see you. Look forward to next time.
All right.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, thanks. Happy Thanksgiving to all you guys. Keep up your good work. I'm real inspired.
Man. Yeah, me too. All right, David, are you ready to roll?
Sure. Well, you tell me if I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, no, I think you got a good number. See if everybody agrees. There's a well, you'll see between David's song and Chris's song. Okay, you want to say anything or?
Oh, this is a song that's well, I got plenty to say, but all I want to say at this point is it's a song about someone who's healing.
Okay. There it is, and I can breathe.
I raise my head, rub the sleep from my eyes, turn to the east to make sure I see the sunrise. Fingers of light reach upwards in prayer. For a while I just sit unbelieving and stare. I touch the scars while I dress in the dark, blow on the embers, coax a new life to spark, come back to the pain to make sure I'm awake, then quiet the nightmares I can't shake. I dress different, I move different, still look around me all the time. Dark shadows, I cross the street, still have bad dreams, but he's gone. Now I can breathe. Push through the doorway, each step is the first. Surrender to morning, dare the day to burst. Unlock the strength still buried within. Let the wind sear my face, burn my throat and my skin. I dress different, I move different, still look around me all the time. Dark shadows, I cross the street, still have bad dreams, but he's gone. Now I can breathe. I dress different, I move different, still look around me all the time. Loud noises, I cross the street, still have bad dreams, but he's gone. Now I can breathe.
Very nice, David. Very nice.
Who was he?
Yeah, exactly.
Who was he? Well, that's an interesting question. So this is the song. I actually started the song a couple of years ago, and I ran into problems with it, and I just decided to put it away. I was essentially trying to write a song. I worked in a psychiatric facility, forensic psychiatric facility, and I came across a number of basically abused women who were abused in some form or other, many of whom suffered PTSD, and these are. So that the he that I was envisioning was the he that my narrator, who was a female, which I did not mention at the beginning, but that was in my mind she was. I had was able to separate herself from. However, the thing that personalized this song for me in a way that I didn't expect was when Trump was defeated 2 years ago and theoretically left office. It's how I felt.
That's
what a nice connection between.
So
Yeah.
I was on a call this morning with my coach in London, and I have not been doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing to get ready for this CD release, but our friend Greg Landsman won Congress, and I mentioned that to her. I said, our friend won his run for Congress against someone we didn't think that he would beat, and she goes, we've been watching this over in England, and all of Europe is watching our elections, because she said, if fascism comes into the United States and fascism takes over Europe, who do we have to come and save us? And she goes, the Chinese.
That's right.
That was ironic that we had those conversations, and
The Swiss
he's
Guard.
gone. Is he gone?
Yeah, right.
It was, as I said, it was 2 years ago. So, we hope for the best, which, it was an interesting connection. And the other reason I put it aside, I started it just before George Floyd and the I Can't Breathe. So I wanted that away for a while because so it it has these unintended connections for me.
Yeah, your stuff is usually somewhat mysterious to me, and it's nice to get under without being. I mean, I feel it. I mean, I believe in the song even before I know all those secrets. Not secrets, but those connections. And yeah, I remember someone was saying to me, "Take off your old coat and put on your new coat," and they said to me, "You know what that means?" And I didn't, And of course, it's but it's I still love that old spiritual, but and then she told me it was no longer being a slave and wearing, but and follow the drinking gourd and all that is those songs, they stand, and then and then when the more you love them. Yeah. Good job.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So David, I have a question for you.
Sure.
How do you decide when you add more tracks to a song? Because this one was a little bit more just you and guitar. I was curious to see what's your process?
Good point. Good question.
That's an interesting question with respect to this song. Usually as I'm writing a song, I have somewhere in the back of my head an arrangement. And I did have some ideas for arrangement with this, but I didn't like anything. And then I put myself in the place of the narrator who was alone. And it seemed redundant or sort of antithetical to the version of the song to have much else going in.
Mm-hmm.
The only compromise I really made was I double tracked the guitar. I just recorded the same guitar part twice, just because I wanted that context, I guess. But that, and the other thing, of course, is last month, Rick Lisak said, "A song's not good if you can't play it with just guitar."
Yeah.
We heard that again, Rick. We heard that again in my song. We'll play at the end.
It's not that it's not good, but it's always nice to have a song that can stand sort of on its own.
Well, voice in one instrument. It doesn't have to be a guitar necessarily, but
that's true. That's true.
That's true.
David, what I'm curious about is, and I do think using the solo guitar works with this song, but I wondered, why didn't you play it on the piano?
Ooh.
Well,
I mean, this version is really naked and impactful, and I get it. Okay. But I wondered in the middle of it, I thought, gee, I wonder what this would sound like on the piano. I mean, I don't mean to, I like what you did. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. And I think for the same reason I've been playing guitar more than piano, I think to some extent, is that it's more self-contained and it's more simple. It's more easily rhythmic. And what I wanted to do in this song is that the verses are very bang, bang, they're rhyming couplets and they're very rhythmic. And the chorus doesn't even rhyme and it's loose. And I just felt that would be easier for me to do on the guitar.
Okay.
Good.
The other thing I'm wondering, I think the song is complete, but I'm wondering if you had another section that would express and articulate what she was putting behind her. No more of this, no more of this, no more of this, no more, I'm getting, and I'm getting up off my knees and, that's, I don't know.
Rick, it goes to another point you made the other time about the long song by Ricky, David's boss, don't tell me what, don't give me the this popped in my mind. I haven't thought it out. Don't give me the negatives. Don't give me, it says it all, and I dress different. I move different. I still look around, but dark shadows. I mean, I see there's a lot of shit that's not there anymore, even though he's talking in terms of, the positive. Does that make any sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a narrative, and it's a fairly detailed narrative. And actually, to your point, Rick, one of the reasons that it took me so long to get back to it, there were a couple, but one of them was I had some of those things that you mentioned in the song, but I couldn't figure out where to put them. There are 3 verses. I had 4 verses, and some of them had those things, but I couldn't think of where to put them, and I couldn't think. I wasn't sure that a different melody in a bridge or something wouldn't derail the song. So that's, your point is well taken. And one of the things that I did with this song that I don't really like to do is I used more abstract language than I normally do.
Yeah.
More, if you'll excuse the expression, poetic images. And that was, in a sense, a way of getting a lot of stuff in that I couldn't otherwise get in and still tell a story.
I wonder what this song was sung by a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wondered that too.
Yeah, it's really. And
I thought about Betsy because, Betsy sung my stuff before. But the other thing I wondered about, and I talked with Sandy about playing it on guitar, which we may hear one day.
That won't hurt.
But yeah, it would be better. I think it would be more effective in that sense. But the song is the song, and
absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, if you got ideas, Rick, I'm happy to. Okay. You're right. The song is complete, but if there's a place to put it, jump in.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, if I open my big mouth, maybe.
No, Rick.
It ain't easy, but so maybe maybe I can come up with something. But see, I'm not. I don't. You have such a well. I mean, it's a scary well that you can use for this for real angst, real sadness in people's lives that you've witnessed. Okay, and that's heavy. I mean, and I don't know how often I would go to that well because it's painful, fucking
Yeah.
painful, man. When you
Yeah.
see these people and what they've gone through, you dredge it up, and you think, it's not fun.
Steve went into the well very well in Blair Mountain.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
but the thing that's really important to me in this song is that it's a hard way out. She's finding the way out.
yeah.
You know, and that really, when I worked in the psychiatric hospital, that was so true of so many people. It was a struggle and there was no guarantee. And, so in that sense, it's kind of a universal or a shared journey, if you'll excuse the word.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I
Well,
don't know how, I don't know how you what coat of armor you use in order to not to let that absorb you. I mean, it's hard that you are trying to help these people day after day, month after month, year after year, and it just seemed like after a while it would get to me, But I always wanted to ask my sister, who's a pediatric nurse practitioner. I mean, kids die. I mean, and how do you deal with that? It's
I have a friend in pediatric oncology,
oh.
just, and I'm writing a song about, I lost a friend last week and I writing a song right now, which I almost wanted to share the lyrics, but no yet, because the thing about getting older, if we're lucky enough to live to be like me, 74, your friends die,
Yeah.
your friends die. And so I always thought, well, maybe this little intro, I'll go in and I'll write my own obituary. Wouldn't that be? And write my own crazy obituary as song, like, let me get it out of the way. And so I looked up how to write your own obituary, and there's all these rules and stuff. And there's an obituary from a 5-year-old boy wrote his obituary. And I know, anyway, it was just, he listed all of his favorite things and how much he hated nasty old cancer. And anyway, but there's horrible ugliness out there, and I'm sorry I brought it up.
But what's important, I mean, is from a songwriter standpoint, you have to write about those things. Some people have to be hit up the side of the head sometimes, unless you have personal experience with this stuff, to realize, hey, you drive down the street and look at those windows, and there's a story every window, and somebody, a lot of people, man, it ain't easy, to get out of bed,
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Well, like I think of Jason Isbell, The Elephant. Have you ever heard that one?
Jesus.
I mean, such
God. Man, Jesus. I just,
if people don't know, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, YouTube that song.
Elephant.
Of all the songs I've heard by Jason Isbell, that's the one that said, "You are a bad motherfucker."
It's awesome. I mean, it's like, terribly awesome.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Have to look it up.
You have to Google that one or YouTube that one.
Spell his last name.
Isbel.
Isbel.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Okay.
It's like one of those things, one of those songs. You just think, God, I wish I would have written that song.
Yeah. Oh God. So many of those.
That's exciting that to me, it's really good. So
But just about anything that he writes is like that. It's
he's good. He is good. Very good.
His turn of a phrase, you go, my God, what an artist.
Yeah.
So,
I love that. Hey, Chris, do you want to do another one?
Let me figure out how to get back to.
And Rick, if you have to leave early, or I got you got to hear the song that I put you in.
Okay.
I'll send it to you if we don't have time for it. But
okay,
it was first. It was before you got here. Yeah. while Chris is getting ready, oh, he's there. Okay, never mind.
I'm getting ready. Yeah, this one's about a lot of pain and suffering too.
Okay.
It's a good source
Happy
for
Thanksgiving, everyone.
songwriters. I might be able to throw up some lyrics. I don't know if they'll be accurate, but I'll give it a whirl here. This one, all right. So before I start this, I'm just going to say, like, Victor, is Victor still on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one I played for you when you came to visit, but I added some stuff at the end. So Mike, I started this one at the beginning of the year, I guess, and I left off, like a number of people have talked about, I did it and then I came back to it, and I wasn't sure what to do at the end. And since Victor came and visited me this summer, I've added some to the end, but I'm still not sure what to do at the end. But this is another one that's like more acoustic for me. Usually I do the more rock stuff, but let's see.
Thought I had it figured out. What was I thinking? Guess we'll have to wait it out. In the meantime, raised lines and dots for the blind. The moment that you fell to earth, fell under a curse. But it gets much worse. Heavy thoughts and sleepless nights, stolen moments from momentous times, keeps you up at night, keeps you up all night. Waited for hours, waited for a minute, waited for assistance. We wait, hear a voice in the distance, calling for resistance. Or is it just calling you away? Away.
Very, very nice. Boom, boom.
I'm really I'm fascinated by a lot of the changes that you come up with. I
Yep.
find it very interesting and really and really kind of giving the song some tension and then release. I don't know what the hell the songs are about, but I like them, you know, so you know what I'm saying? It's like, but that's okay. What the hell? You know, what difference does that make? You know, but you know, I think I'm real curious. You know, when you were growing up, what music were you listening to?
All kinds of music.
Okay.
I mean, I grew up like with vocal training even as a kid a little bit, but I'm not a good singer, but I understand about harmony and melody.
Okay.
I have classical music training and jazz training, but I'm
Okay,
not a good player. I was in a rock band for a long time.
You're a
you know, so
trombonist,
it's
right?
like a little bit of everything, I guess.
Okay.
you know.
Okay. All right. So that all makes a lot of sense to me. Because
I mean, I've been recording music since I was like 10 years old. So that's kind of my main tool for, you know, it's like all filters through the Beatles and that whole using the recording process as a songwriting tool. I mean, that's my philosophy, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I like it. You have a really, it's just so interesting to listen to the way you compose when you write like that. And it's as from the listener perspective, it does make sense. It takes all these different turns that you're not fully expecting, but in the end, you're like, I get how we ended up here. So I really like that about it.
Yeah. So all tonight, there have been a number of questions that have come up in my head, and one of the big ones is, who is the listener?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're talking about somebody is listening to this song or whatever. Who is the listener? To me, I'm the listener. I'm like, I'm my number one fan, and I'm going to write a song that I want to write because it's interesting to me. And if somebody else likes it, that's fine. But I've been doing this kind of writing weird songs that don't make any sense to most people for a long time. I do it for myself because it's fun, you know, and that's the question is why do you do it? Right?
Yeah.
And
I think that's right. I mean, to me, it's like the songwriting process is a number of things, and one is it's highly therapeutic. You know, it also it also gives me the opportunity to be different people, and I know the people in the songs, and I get to be them. I think that's fucking great.
So
sometimes I have to say, sometimes I just want to repeat this. Finish my idea. Sometimes I want to write songs that other people will affect other people. I mean, not always. Sometimes some of the songs that I like the best, I don't know whether fucking people like them or not. You know, I mean, I guess they do, some do. But I found that what you're doing is like, you just got this whole huge wall, and every time you come down there, you start throwing fucking paint at it and throwing it and just doing what you want to do and the way it makes you feel. And I like that. I think that's a really good way to go.
Yeah.
I
mean, the other thing I'll say though is like, for me, you know, it's like I haven't even, you know, if I really wanted to, I could. Victor's heard the Ghost Jockeys, so there's other, you know, alter egos of this, like where I can do metal or, you know, different genres, you know, of music. And I don't know what you all do, but I mean, for me, it's like I want to do as many different types of things musically.
You did one of my country songs.
Yeah, I love to do that stuff. You know, it's just I like it all. I'm gonna try to do it all. I'm not super great at any one thing. It's, you know, jack of all trades, master of none.
You know, I was just talking to somebody today about how winning the lottery destroys families. And there's a parallel here. We are we are amateur and professional. We're, but working as an amateur means doing it for the love of it. It's got the Latin word ama in it. And if what you love to do all of a sudden strikes a chord and everybody wants more of it, then you won the lottery, and look out, because now you got to write songs. So
Good point.
There's for the love of it. And I tried to imagine working on Tin Pan Alley or wherever songs were coming out by Nashville by the score. Peter, you got to have another song by the end of the week. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I did that in advertising, and I loved it, and that was to sell products. Good, fine, get that out of here. Here's what I love to do. And if somebody loves it too, that's great. And it happens. It happens a lot. It happens enough that it's good, but you're right.
Yeah.
The first song I heard some Rolling Stones kind of instrumentation and orchestration. This one I heard the Beach Boys and Phil Spector.
This I'm sorry.
I always like to, I always relate to, what I hear and what I've heard before and what sounds like this or that. It doesn't really matter. It's just, that's what came to mind when I was listening to this song. I said, all of a sudden, this sounds like the Beach Boys. It sounds like a Brian Wilson kind of a orchestration and arrangement. And it was the way it was building and, but then the wall, kind of a wall of sound kind of a thing with Phil Spector kind of.
David, why did you write that song that you played?
Therapy.
Yeah.
I think it was probably therapy. You asked me what I did to deal with that. I think that's what I did.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to speak for someone who couldn't speak.
Yeah.
Who,
That he heard.
Who exists.
Yeah.
But I think when we talk about why we write songs, for people or for ourselves, I think one of the reasons that is interesting is that when you write for people, you're usually, I think you're trying to help them say something about themselves that they want to say, but don't know how to say it. And I think that's the sort of gift that, songwriters have, is that they can give to someone something that feels so natural and so part of them, and yet it's not. And I think what's so beautiful about that is it is the full sort of transfer of that emotion and experience to someone else. And that's what I think is addictive about songwriting. And that's what I think is beautiful about music. And I think that's how you really kind of live endlessly, and when you listen to those people who inspire you. So I think that's what I'm trying to do as a songwriter is, and it is stuff, you write stuff for yourself, you have to, but a big reason, I guess, that I've been thinking about it is really just, and you're kind of saying, give these people a voice, but sometimes you also need to give them the soundtrack too. And really let them get into music. Because a lot of people, I feel like if you're not musically talented, your relationship with music is very different. You're only on the consumer side of it. And I think that the better you're able to not just communicate with yourself, but to take what you have inside and help other people understand that. Like that's really, it's really hard. And I think the people who do it well are really loved, like truly loved by those who help them tap into those emotions that they have and they can't express themselves.
It proves what we all have in common too.
Yeah.
It proves
so. Jason, it's funny that I think you said something last month about being true to your brand, and I think this is what you meant. Is that correct? Because I've been trying to figure out what does he mean when he says brand, because that's sort of a marketing thing, and I think it's
right.
Go ahead. I'd love to have you talk about that.
Well, I would say it's not just a marketing thing. It's a reality of life that marketers seem to understand and to use and have kind of perfected it in many ways. But I think as a songwriter, there's, what I hope to do is, I hope to develop an audience of people who trust me, with the understanding that time is the most valuable resource out there. And if you're going to listen to another song out there, and this is one of the problems that we all have, right? Why do we always listen to old music? Because like we know it's good, But so being new artists, it's really hard to develop that trust, number one. But two, it's kind of what you want to say about the world. And I think this is where it's easy sometimes to give into those things, but I don't want to just be the chorus for people who already feel the same way and already do what I do. And I think it's going beyond that. So I think part of my brand is being able to have music that anyone can put on, from any walk of life, and try to understand what that is, whether it's like, dealing with addiction or whether it's, the love of your life. I think that's, that approach from like where it comes from is I guess my brand, and kind of answering that question, like, why do I write a song about it? Is I'm trying to really, there's something about here in life, and here's an experience, and just like you do with the photograph, like being a photographer, I'm always trying to take the 3D world and capture it in a 2D image. And like, for instance, like this bison here, this is Wyoming to me. It's mountains, it's wildlife, it's the big open spaces. And when you can capture that, I try to do the same thing with a song. This takes me to Wyoming, even though it's just a 2D representation of it. And music does the same thing. It's the you frame it up, and what's the composition, what's it about, and it's different every single time, and it needs to be. But I think when you write it, like I think of Cat Stevens and like how does he write songs, and like what's his brand, and I think that's what I go for, is that sort of, I don't know, I try to make everything genuine, try to make everything that sounds like it passes my snip test. So I'll cut myself off there.
No, well, we have a song from Victor. You want to play it? Should we play it, Victor?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're moved from Wyoming to Colorado.
Yeah, speaks for itself.
Okay. Now you sent me. Okay, I got the lyrics, and I sent
I sent
the
you the
music
file in a text.
and the files in a text. So I'm going to see if I can. I clicked on it, and
Didn't work.
I can't get it out of here. Hold on. Maybe I can. Yeah, let me put it there. Okay, where did it go? Is it on desktop? Is it Heavenly Colorado? M4A. Okay. All right. There it is. Okay. Heavenly Colorado. Heavenly Colorado. Here we go. We're going to have it in a second, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on to your hats. Victor Harrison. Heavenly Colorado. Got to find where we back to Zoom. There it is. I'm never going to be a DJ because I just don't have that chatter. Google Chrome, Microsoft Word, Heavenly Colorado. Share it and play it.
Skipping across those rocky tops. That's when I know I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And when the Lord decides to go out and go out the stars, it'll turn this state of dreams to a reality. Yeah. Oh, Colorado. flowers and springs of purple sage. Your rivers, brooks, and streams sparkle in a moonlight road. That's where I find get to heaven. I hope it's like Colorado. Yeah, that's why I find get to heaven. Hope it's like Colorado.
Very nice. The Lord pulled out all the stops. Yeah, Colorado really is a wonderful place. Nice one, Victor.
Yeah.
I think
Good song.
state
Who's on the Shakers on that one?
What's that?
Shakers.
The Shakers, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I guess
Oh,
I
okay.
was playing the Shakers when he was singing it.
That's good.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, guys. What else? Yeah, I mean that one's pure and simple. We know what it is. You know, no mysteries, no questions. Like, what state are you talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little change of pace. Yeah.
Let's treat Rick Lisak too. If you guys don't mind.
Oh yeah, let's do it again.
We'll close with this, and because I'm gonna get to my NyQuil. Where is it?
I just took mine a little bit ago.
Yeah, and you're gonna be. I go down, man. It takes care of me. Is it safe to take two? I guess that's the double dose.
We'll find out in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Worst part is the NyQuil hangover, though.
Oh yeah, my wife Judy says she doesn't take it because for that reason. But,
Yeah, amazing night, like hardest morning ever to get up.
Okay. All right.
Some great songs can come out of this.
I'm sharing my screen. I don't know what it's showing, so let's
Nothing yet.
Okay. Okay, that's good because all I want to do is play it. Rick, you play a big part of the song, so hope you like it.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
no! Let me put up. I should put up the words. And I don't think we need it.
Wait for your roll.
Quite a while ago, I asked if part of this meeting was been talking about process.
How can I find something that the listener is going to hear it and say, yes, that makes sense that you'd write a song about that?
First you grab a pencil with a nice sharp point, then you fix yourself a pipe or roll a big fat joint. Scribble on some paper with a ballpoint pen, then you cross it out and toss it out and start again. Stare up at the ceiling while you bite your nails. Pick up your guitar and start to practice scales. Hum a little number, then before too long, you tell yourself you wrote a hit song.
I'm looking to be able to play a song and sing it, okay, without any other shit going on. If you can do that and you could say, wow, I get it, then you've got something that you can layer on top of it. And by the time you're not trying to polish a piece of shit.
First you grab pencil with a nice sharp point.
Did I say that?
Take a shower, take a walk.
I got it on recording.
Either when you get back.
Couldn't have been said any better than that.
Then you fix yourself a pipe or roll a big fat joint.
I'll be holding the pen and words will come out and I'm like, I have no idea what that word even means.
Scribble on some paper with a ballpoint pen, then you cross it out and toss it out and start again. Stare up at the ceiling while you bite your nails. Pick up your guitar and start to practice scales. Hum a little number, then before too long, you tell yourself you wrote a hit song.
How in the fuck does this happen? I have no idea. I have no idea, and I don't want to even think about it.
Wait till those nuns hear your mouth, Rick.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure. You're bold, Mr. Lisak. You're bold as brass.
Oh, really?
Mary Gregory. Ugh. Ever noticed one ear's longer than the other?
Oh, yeah.
I think you got a song there.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Quote. What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take off here. Good,
All right, Victor. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up. I mean,
Yep.
good
yeah.
call.
All right, well,
Okay.
happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Back at you.
All right, guys. See you next time.
Thanks for joining us, Chris.
Hey,
Bye bye.
enjoy it.
Yeah, see you guys. Nice seeing you again.
Yeah.